Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this one we're finally able to get nails back on my daughter's fingers. So if you'd like to see this gorgeous nude blush color and periwinkle, just stick around. I'll show you how it's done. Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you guys an in detail prep and application, and right now we're starting out by pushing back her cuticles. And here's the reason my daughter had to go months without nails. She's 14, her younger brother is 11, and you see where I just marked with the cuticle pusher how far back? That is where my daughter snapped off her entire nail, not just the acrylic, her entire natural nail. They were horsing around, chasing each other around the house, and she went to run out in the garage or something and went to grab the door to close it behind her, or I don't know exactly how it happened, but anyway, her finger got slammed in the door and the whole thing was gone. So she's lucky enough to where the nail actually grew back. I know a lot of people, they lose a nail and it doesn't grow back. She's very fortunate. So it has finally grown back to a length that I'm comfortable putting an extension on. So here we are doing her nails. So this is one of my older cuticle pushers. It has a pinching tool on it. I really don't use the pinching tool all that much, to be honest. I thought I would use it a lot more. But right now, I'm pushing back all of her cuticles. It's been quite a while since she's had anything on her fingers. So you just gently push back. You do not want to put a lot of force, and you do not want your cuticle pusher at a very steep angle. Nothing more than probably 45 degrees, so that way you're not digging into the nail bed and you're not hurting whoever's nails that you're doing. So then once we get all of her cuticles pushed back, she has a lot of excess skin, and I just use this other side to scrape a little bit of that off, and then I will show you guys the bit that I start out with. It is just a mandrel bit. You see it here with a sanding band. This is a 180 grit sanding band, 180 or 150. I can't exactly, I have both. But anyway, I don't apply a lot of pressure, and I do not want to do anything other than take the surface shine off of the natural nail plate. So that's all I'm doing with this. I go in with another bit, you'll see, with the cuticles after I do this one. And like I said, this is just to remove the natural shine off the nail plate. I'm not digging this in. I'm not applying a lot of pressure. And if I were to apply a lot of pressure, I don't have this at a speed in which it would continue to rotate. It is at such a low RPM speed that it would actually stop if I put too much pressure on her nails. I think I've shown you guys that in videos before. Okay, now this is a round diamond ball bit. This is what I use on the cuticle areas, and this, you're not supposed to really, same thing with this as with the sanding band. You don't want to apply a lot of pressure. This you really don't touch the nail plate with. You just go where the cuticle meets the nail, and you just push it out of the way ever so slightly, push it up, and same thing, I'm not digging into her nail beds, I'm just light pressure, moving the bit along her cuticle area so that way we get any of the excess skin, dead skin, cuticle, whatever you want to call it, off of her nail plate, because that does cause lifting. Okay, I've told you guys about these cuticle scissors before. They're my absolute favorite, and I have zoomed this in a little bit so that you can see a little bit better how I remove the excess cuticle off of the nails with these. I don't like nippers. I'm honestly terrified of them. I've cut people with them before, so I didn't want to do that anymore. Obviously, that's not exactly the best thing to do to somebody. So yeah, with this, I find that it's so much easier to get the skin off of the nails. The thumb is really what I wanted to show you guys, because there wasn't really much on the other nails. Just move some of that out of the way. Don't stab whoever you're doing your nails to. Natalie and I were talking so much I wasn't paying attention. I accidentally poked her in the side of her finger, but she didn't complain. But with these cuticle scissors, I'm able to cut the entire length of the nail bed in one fellow sweep. Okay, so anyway, now I'm gluing on her tips. This is something I want to try to get faster at. I stopped doing prep with gloves on because the gloves honestly get in the way, but I do find that I need to wear at least a glove on my dominant hand so that way monomer doesn't touch my finger from the brush, and I don't know, I get tired of wearing the gloves. So anyway, I size up the tips, I add some glue, and I put the tips on just the very tip of the nail. And you don't need a lot of glue either. I'm still testing out whether I like this glue or not. This is the first one I bought that it's not a brush on. But I don't know, I might like it better. Who knows? We'll see. So after I get the tips on, I cut them. She wasn't happy with how short they were, but oh well, she's 14. I cut them, cut the sidewalls to do a coffin shape, and I blend the tip before we go in with the dehydrator and the primer. Okay, so now that they're all dusted off, I'm using Young Nails Cover Blush, and unfortunately you really can't see the sparkle. And I'm also using iGel Beauty DD135. It is called Periwinkle. It sparkles as well. This is my Model 1's Dehydrator and my Young Nails Protein Bond Primer. I think I should have probably recorded a longer snippet of those. But anyway, so I go in with 2 coats of the primer and also 2 coats of the dehydrator and 2 coats of the protein bond. My daughter has oily nail beds and she tends to get lifting a lot. So I think this is the only part that I actually show you guys the other hand. But she gets the same design on both hands, so I didn't bother showing you guys both hands for everything. It would have been an insanely long video, and I don't think anybody would have sat through it. So anyway, like I said, 2 coats of the dehydrator and 2 coats of the primer, and then we go in with a clear base. Okay, so now that there is a clear base on all of her nails, I'm going in with the iGel Beauty Periwinkle, and I start down toward the tip and I blend it back up toward the cuticle area. And this is a step that you want to do relatively thin. You don't want to create any bulk. Colored powders are just meant to be design powders. You don't want to have to file forever to get this color off when you go to do a fill on the person. I've done that. I've done nails to where they were extremely thick with the color, and then we spend forever filing it away. At that point, I'd rather just snip the tip off and start fresh and put a new set on. Okay, so like I said, super thin. Again, I'm working on my application. This entire video is in real time. I did not speed anything up so that you guys can get an idea of how long it takes me to do each and every step. And after I'm done doing this on all 5 of the fingers, I will go in with the Young Nails Cover Blush. Here's the cover blush. I wish I could get like an up close video. I wish I would have just taken a bead and shown you guys up close, because this stuff is so sparkly and it isn't showing up on camera right now, and I wish it would have. But anyway, I take a bead of it and I drag it down after I get the cuticle area nice and neat. And at first I didn't want it on the tip, but then I was like, it's gonna be on there regardless, so I gave up. But on this nail, I really tried to not have it all over the nail, but it was pointless in the end. So anyway, I do that on all 5 of the nails, but after each one of the nails, I go ahead and I cap in clear so that way they're done and I can just finish file. So this nail, this pinky nail, is the one that she damaged. I really wanted to pay attention to this one so that way I made sure that everything was perfect on it, so we didn't have to worry about any lifting, and the structure was there. And I don't know, I'm so nervous about her pinky nail now because it is shorter than the rest of them. So anyway, I put in a little bit of a second bead just where the apex should be, just to make sure that there's a little bit of an apex. Like I said, they're not super long, so she should be good to go. So I'll let you guys finish watching this part of the video and I'll be back. Okay, while this hand was drying, I did the other hand, and now that the other hand is done, I move on to my finished filing. And these files I bought off of Amazon, I highly recommend them. I throw every file away after every person, and they've just been amazing. I actually really, really love this file. I'll link them in the description box along with everything else that I used for you guys. But okay, so with the filing, first I go in and I fix the side walls just in case there's anything that needs thinned out. I go under and up. I go under the nail first and then angle the file. You guys can see it better right there. Then angle the file up toward more like a straight angle. And then I fix the free edge, make sure that's nice and straight. And you can see the pinky nail kind of sorta. They're not thick at all. They're relatively thin. You don't need a super thick nail in order for it to be a strong nail. All your strength comes from the apex and proper prep. As long as your prep is done and your apex is in the proper place, you don't need the entire nail to be super thick. So I go through all of these nails and I just fix the sidewalls and the free edge, and then I go in with that sanding band that I prepped her nails with. And to be honest, that's all I needed to do with these. I didn't need to use the safety bit or anything like that. I was really cautious with how I applied the acrylic so that I would have minimal finish filing at the end, and then I just buff them. coat, I will almost always use my Coupa non-white top coat. It is by far my favorite. And here we go, top coating the nails. I absolutely love the shimmer on these, and they just turned out awesome. I think they turned out great. They're a good nail, they're a good length for her, and I think she'll be happy when she goes to school on Tuesday, because they don't have school on Monday. So anyway, this is the final result. I hope you guys like them. I'm going to try to upload a little bit more regularly. And when you see me wiping the sidewalls, it's so that way they don't get bulked out and you lose your shape. A lot of people ask why they lose their shape. Sometimes when you gel polish and you polish a nail, the sidewalls end up bulky. So I've always gotten in the habit of doing this, and it keeps the shape rather nice. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. As always, take care and have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.